up, guys? Welcome back to another Asian Men Cant Jump episode 8. Today we're going to be talking about the NCAA championship game along with the Final Four. So, our expert in the field, Jacob Chou.
It was UConn versus San Diego State in the championship game. UConn had to beat Miami, and San Diego State had to beat FAU. It was the first championship game that San Diego State has played in. Also, it was their first Final Four game too. UConn blew them out 76-59. My bracket got busted because I had Texas winning it all.
I actually was like the only one with a perfect bracket. I just did it on paper. So
Yeah, he did his on paper. He had a perfect.
No one else actually knew, but
Yeah.
Has anyone seen the bracket?
Yeah,
I
can verify.
yeah, he has.
Okay.
He has. He actually paid me this morning.
Yeah. Okay. Two ESPN brackets had 1,600 points out of a total of 1,950.
Was it the highest?
Yeah, in
I
ESPN.
get that.
It's pretty. It's not. I mean, it's not great, but not bad. I mean, I could have done that if I actually tried. But.
Yeah,
That's
I could have done that too. Realistically.
I thought you got a perfect score already. What do you mean?
Yeah, I did, but like on my actual ESPN bracket, I think I was just like messing around.
You missed like one.
You misclicked the first round matchup between UConn and Iona, so we actually had Iona beating.
And the FDU game, I kind of misclicked
Yeah,
that one too. I meant to pick the underdog there.
All right. So about the championship game, Jacob, any analysis that you have on it?
UConn's probably gonna win next year again because they're really good. So.
And do you see any potential draft picks, NBA, any?
Not
future
next.
talent?
San Diego State has like no 5 stars, no 4 stars. There's no one.
Okay.
One guy. There might be some player on UConn might leave.
Okay.
Adamo Sanogo might leave.
Now I'm the expert of the women's bracket, so
Caitlin Clark.
here are my ratings. So the only two players I know, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Yeah, Caitlin Clark. Like she was the only reason I started watching like women's basketball.
Okay.
I've never watched. Shut up. I've never watched women's basketball before, but she's a very exciting player to watch. Angel Reese talked a lot of smack, but was able to back it up. So yeah.
Caitlin Clark had 40 points in the Final Four game and 30 points in the championship game.
Was she the one who broke the record for
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
highest points between?
And a female player. And
No, not only female players. It's between female and male. She's the
Yeah,
highest.
probably.
Okay, so now let's go into the NBA. So starting off, we got the NBA playoff contenders. So, could everybody, quick summary, let's hear your predicted finalists.
Bro,
Who
why
do you
are
guys
you
think are
sitting
going
on
to
me?
Predicted finals or predicted Western Conference finals first?
Let's go Western Conference, actually.
All right, I'll just do a quick recap of all the teams. So the Kings, they have clinched the playoff for the first time, and that makes they are no longer the longest sports team without a playoff drought. That's besides the
No,
fact.
they still are.
Yeah, still are because the playoffs haven't started yet. But they've
That's
played
true, yeah, but
The
now
Nuggets-
it's pretty much the Jets. But all right, whatever.
Jets.
Let's just talk about them. All right, so they have a 0.6% or they have a 60% win rate. Decent shooting, very good offensive engine with Domantas Sabonis, Fox, Kevin Hooters, and the rest are nobodies.
Malik Monk.
Malik Monk's pretty
He
good.
is not that good.
He's
Yes,
pretty good.
He's so
Alright, let's go over
inconsistent.
it.
Nuggets- points in
He's
six.
inconsistent.
But he's still part of their offensive engine.
And then
One thing about the Kings, though, is they have a really weak defense. You know, them against the Clippers was a crazy offensive game,
yeah.
but it really showed that both of those teams are super weak in terms of defense. Next is the Nuggets, who are number 1 in the West currently. 66.7 win percentage. Jokic is currently injured, but is supposed to return in time for the playoffs. They've got a strong defense, good passing, and are extremely big in the paint and are pretty large too. So, you know, in terms of that, they've got an advantage over other teams. We also got the Clippers. Clippers, I think a lot of people are counting them out because of Paul George's injury. He's supposed to be.
He's gonna be back.
But
He might be back. He's getting reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks. So if he does get back, I think the Clippers are looking really strong, especially with Russ.
But this has like really been a common theme for the Clippers. Like just overall, their entire season, Paul George, Kawhi have been just injured.
They've been favored since like 2020.
Yeah.
Exactly, but now
But
they
they
just
can't make it out.
cannot like have a rehab staff. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think the regular season is kind of explained by Kawhi's, like, you know, his whole load management philosophy.
Yeah.
But this injury from Paul George is really looking to hurt them and could possibly just take away all their playoff chances.
And then the Warriors, our home team, they have a 51.9% win rate. Their biggest issue, it's kind of a meme across the NBA world, is that they cannot win an away game. They did break that, but obviously that's kind of an issue.
9-30, the third worst away team in the NBA,
Yeah.
in front of the Pistons and the Rockets. So.
Yeah. And then Andrew Wiggins of Wiggins, he is expected to be back after returning from a personal issue. which was believed to be related to his grandma or something.
It's not.
No,
It's
it's
definitely. It's not about his girlfriend, bro. That's
It's his
just
dad.
Okay, something.
Same thing. Bro.
Some family members. Something happened to them. Korean Clay still looking strong. Our final team we have two more teams that we're going to cover. First is the Grizzlies. They've got a 62.8% win percentage, currently second in the West. And one of their issues is that they are a pretty young team, with minimal playoff experience. And another issue is concerning the injury of Steven Adams. However, the team is very strong in the paint, with John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., a good defensive team, and all around one of the favorites to go far in this playoffs.
And then
They are not the
Another
favorites.
issue they have is
In
Jaren
terms of-
Jackson Jr. is only averaging 28.1 minutes per game, and he is their second best player, debatably. Has 125 fouls, so that's really bad.
And then we got the Suns, who are considered to be one of the favorites just because they have a super team. 0.551% win rate, or not percent, just 0.551.
I mean, it's definitely going to go up considering
obviously.
that they've had KD. I think
KD's
Bro, we
back.
got like 2 regular season games. So.
That's true, but still, overall, they are a super strong team. Just so many offensive weapons. You have one of the greatest offensive players in this generation, KD.
two of
You
them,
got
obviously. Chris Paul's prime.
Chris Paul, yeah, I guess.
Chris Paul's the
Chris
greatest
Paul's
player.
not a
Chris
scorer.
Paul is a really good.
Chris Paul is the
he's
greatest
one of the
player.
best floor generals.
Chris Paul's
in
one
my
of the greatest
opinion.
players without a ring.
Yeah. Devin Booker, one of the greatest shooters this decade has seen.
The second greatest crybaby of all the NBA.
Also,
He also fumbled a Kardashian.
That's
Also, the
insane.
key for the Suns is their playoff experience. They actually got a lot because, they went to the finals against the Bucks in 2021 or something, and they got KD, who's
And
been with the
Chris Paul, too.
Warriors. Yeah, and Chris Paul. So they got a lot of vets, and they can definitely make it far.
The major problem is what everyone can see is that they have no depth whatsoever.
As soon as those starters come onto the bench, they're going to go minus 15, something like that in the box score. So
Yeah.
I think one thing that is really important for this team to look out for is whether they survive the wear and tear of the playoffs, and when their starters come off the field, that's really where they're going to be hurt. Possible injuries that can occur because of overuse and not getting enough rest is also another concern for them. But as the playoffs go, if we start the playoffs, we'll be able to see that. And if they are able to overcome these two issues, I think they'll be able to go really deep playoffs. Really deep in the playoffs, finals, Western Conference, even a chip too. So
Okay, so assuming there are no injuries whatsoever and everyone who is currently injured right now is now healthy, who do you guys have winning the
On paper,
or-
it's the Suns.
on paper,
Yeah,
it's-
on paper the Suns, obviously, but who do you have in your conference final? Like Suns versus
In the West, I have the Grizzlies and the Warriors. I think the Warriors, once they have Wiggins back, and if they
who do you
can
think the Suns are going to get knocked out by? Who do you think can stop the Suns? I think
the
they'll-
Clippers.
No,
I think-
no. I think Suns beat the Clippers.
No,
Suns.
if Paul George is healthy, you think the Suns are beating the Clippers?
Yeah,
I can
Kawhi
agree
can
with
pretty
that.
much shut down KD, and just
I think
overall, I
Suns
think
beat the
Paul George is like a
Clippers.
better overall player than them.
No one can really shut down KD.
I feel like
Yeah,
if
obviously.
Russ can come back, I mean we've already seen a little bit he's starting to look on like he's going on an upward trend. If he can start becoming a better player, as we've seen there's still flashes of lots of talent that we can see out of him. If we see a little bit more of that as we go into the playoffs, I think that the Clippers will look much better too.
He just has to sort of come into his own as a member of the team. As when we saw, I think Kawhi was out for injury management, and Paul George obviously was out for his knee. He popped off against the Grizzlies, so I think that's a big part for him. Is if he's given his own space to work and isn't surrounded by stars like he was on the Lakers.
I mean, to be fair, he's still surrounded by stars, but
Yeah, I know, but on the Clippers, but
There's a lot more pressure on the
Yeah.
Lakers than
on the Warriors.
on the
Lakers,
Lakers.
yeah,
yes.
I just realized the Warriors can't play the Grizzlies in the conference. Right?
that's what I told you guys.
Unless the Warriors win one game. Well, it's tied with the Clippers, but I don't know who the tiebreaker.
Clippers.
Clippers do? Yeah, I think Grizzlies can't play.
All right, so that's about it for the Western Conference, I think. Then moving on to the East, I feel like East there's a lot less talent. It's a lot less close.
Not less talent. It's just
Yeah, a lot less of talented teams. I mean, we got so many more evenly matched.
You got the
teams
two
in
best
the
teams,
West.
everyone else, and then you see the.
So yeah,
We
I
do
think
have two
let's do a quick.
The
Bucks,
Sixers,
Celtics.
the Sixers and Cavs are still up there though.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
no,
talk
they're
about
not
the four
doing
teams real
anything,
quick before we get into our arguments.
You can
First-
sneak in 2 teams. Go ahead.
First, we got the Bucks. They're number one in the East right now. 71.8 win percentage, which is pretty high. And they're looking very strong, especially if Chris Middleton returns to his full offensive potential that he was in, I think, their championship run. And they're looking capable of taking the conference championships pretty easily. Next is the Celtics. They've got a 62.9% win percentage. They've got Robert Williams, the third back now, and they're looking like incredibly strong defensively with Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, and Robert Williams. And I think one of their main concerns is dealing with Giannis and Embiid on the defensive end. Next is the 76ers. Sorry, what?
Go on.
Okay, sorry. So the 76ers have a 65.4 win percentage. They're a good shooting team. They've got Harden and Embiid are an incredibly strong duo on the pick and rolls. Harden has been doing, he's an incredibly good passer. I think he's averaging something like 10 plus assists right now. So, incredibly strong player. Then Embiid has also been playing extremely well recently. He's gotten really close to. He's one of the big conversation points in the MVP debate, and I think along with that and Harden.
And he's very close to the scoring title this season. So.
Yeah, that too.
So.
Are you talking about the Cavs?
Yeah, let's talk about the Cavs too. So the Cavs are at a 62 win percentage. We know Donovan Mitchell is in his another level of a beast in the offseason, and he's one of the best in the offseason. Garland also has been stepping it up and is better playmaking in the offense. And overall, the Cavs are a really good team, and I think they are one of the more liked teams in the East to go far in the playoffs.
I think forgot to include the Knicks. Knicks have also clinched the playoff position, and I really want to see them do well, because they have a pretty strong offense. They have Isaiah Quickly, a very good bench player for
Emmanuel
Quickly, obviously bench player to a really good scorer in Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, who's mid, but I guess he's pretty. What else? They also have Mitchell Robinson. They have he was the first overall pick in the draft, or he was a top 3 pick.
RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett, yeah.
Good job,
He's a really good player, in my opinion.
So we got Derrick Rose too.
Yeah,
Obi Toppin too.
a legendary backup to Emmanuel Quickly. So yeah,
Is he the third or is he the fourth?
Third.
Okay.
I played him in 2K. He's insane. Yeah,
You put him back in the prime.
So in the East, who do you guys think is gonna go far? In my opinion, I feel like while a lot of people are saying the Bucks are gonna easily go to the conference finals and win that, I think the Celtics defensively can shut them down and will be able to have another finals appearance. But what do you guys think?
I think it's gonna be, honestly, it might just be the Celtics and the 76ers. I don't know why. I think the Bucks.
That's not possible.
Oh, it's not? Okay. Maybe then probably. Wait, what's possible?
I think Celtics Bucks is the biggest finals.
Yeah, Celtics Bucks is what I think is gonna happen.
Unless 76ers knock out the Celtics.
I think 76ers Bucks possible? Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Because Embiid is just insane, and yeah, I think the Sixers are just really strong. And compared to the Bucks, I think they have what it takes to just take the game.
Also, just to mention, you can mention 2 other teams that sneak in here. Like Rowan said, the Knicks, they actually have a case, and you can sneak in the Heat too, because the Heat are actually good now.
41-37.
He could play in game though.
Yeah, I mean, they could upset. It's possible. But.
Yeah, for play-ins, Raptors somehow clinched a play-in position.
Do we really think they're going to go
But
far?
they're not gonna.
They could.
I don't think they're.
Will
gonna
they even make the playoffs?
I think they can make the playoffs. I do not think they're going to.
Who are they scheduled to play?
They have to play the Bulls round 1.
Oh, bro.
And then they have to play the loser of the Heat Hawks game, and then they get the 8 seed.
Ooh,
So
that's
They do win 2 games.
That's a rough schedule for them.
No, Bulls
they can
Bulls
beat.
have been playing.
But then either playing Hawks or the who else? Hawks or Knicks? Sorry, not Knicks. Hawks or Heat.
Loser of that game. So they'll probably play the Hawks.
Yeah. So.
Oh well, they could switch because the Raptors and the Hawks have the same record, but the Hawks have a tiebreaker. So the Raptors are able to win in that game over the Hawks.
And then we forgot to add in our
Then-
Western Conference.
The Western Conference playing game, that's really close, bro.
Yeah, and the Mavericks.
One
I mean,
game out.
they're-
out of the 10th
Lakers
seed.
are coming out on top.
I think I can agree with that.
Lakers are definitely, in my opinion, good. I don't see how the system between Kyrie and Luke is working.
Or the Pels too. The Pels could.
Kyrie not a good
Is Zion back?
Zion's not coming back. I think he's probably just gonna be shut down for the season. to
With
be
that,
honest.
okay, we'll talk about this a little later, but about Zion and his career. But In the meantime, so I think in the East we're going. Bucks are gonna reach conference finals no matter
I
what.
think Bucks. Yeah, my prediction Bucks, Celtics.
Yeah, I think Bucks Celtics is also super strong too. I mean, Celtics. I feel like defensively, I feel like they're one of the only teams that can shut down the Bucks and the 76ers, just because of how big they are in the paint and how defensively good they are.
Robert Williams.
Yeah, Robert
Yeah,
Williams
really
insanely good. He won a DPOY, right?
No.
Okay.
Marcus Smart.
They call him the Time Lord. He's the Time Lord, you know.
Okay.
He is.
But yeah, that's about it for the East. But let's go hop back to Zion Williamson. Do you guys think he's gonna get traded, or is he gonna move off this Pelicans team? Are they gonna drop him? How's it gonna work?
I think they need to trade him. Like,
They're not gonna drop him, bro.
they can't just cut him, but I think they need to somehow just get him off the Pelicans. Because I don't think.
I think you should trade him.
Yeah, just
They
trade him.
don't. Yeah, I
Because
feel
they gotta
like-
get something out of him. He's not playing games.
Yeah. So I feel like Zion himself, it's just that the amount of games he missed, it just makes it so concerning. Like the Pelicans, their entire team revolves around Zion being on the field, and when he's not playing and he's missing all these games, it just
I don't think
feels
their
like a waste of
entire.
talent.
I mean, obviously their
Most
entire
of it.
offense doesn't rely on him because obviously he's been out for most of his career. So.
But I
They
mean,
still rely
when
on
you
Bond.
see when he's in and
Not a
out,
lot.
you
Yeah.
can see a big.
you can see
a very-
He's got
how
post
big of an
also.
impact he is.
like they go on like 5, 6, 7, 8 losing streaks when he's not on the field. Like it's
Okay,
it's
well,
truly insane.
Get
So,
that field
somehow they're
forward.
still able to get a play position.
But that's because when Zion was playing, and then
Bro,
Brandon
you-
Ingram put
no, they
something up.
still won without Zion. They have
Have you
CJ
seen
McCollum.
Brandon Ingram's numbers?
They have
bro?
Brandon Ingram, ZJ McCollum. They have
Yeah.
a really good
Jose
talent.
Alvarado's the
They have really
coach.
good talent.
GTA.
Yeah, Jose Alvarado. Yeah, he's my favorite player.
I love Jose
PSG.
Alvarado. Such a good player.
Okay, so do we have anything else for NBA?
Final predictions, anyone?
All right, so I think it's probably going to be the Suns versus the Bucks again. That's like a really generic one, I guess.
There's gonna be a lot of bad blood. I feel like
Yeah.
between both of those teams. I feel like this
It's
time
gonna be a
Suns are gonna be
rematch.
a
And
little-
this
Rematch
time,
in
the
2021.
Suns are probably going to win.
yeah.
Because Giannis.
Booker's not gonna go home crying this time.
I don't
Honestly,
think
what I
Giannis-
hope is a Warriors Celtics rematch.
That would be so fire.
I honestly think if I had a choice to see how this would end, I would really want to say like Warriors and Knicks. That's not gonna happen at all. I want to see the
You just
Knicks
pick
get
the
Honestly, Kings Knicks,
You just
dude.
picked the
Two
worst team.
teams that literally have had the worst decade during the 2010s, and now they're all of a sudden in the finals. That would be so cool
Yeah.
to watch.
I mean, if I had to go logically, I'd say I want to say the Suns, but I feel like the Nuggets are gonna be able to edge one out against the Suns, and I'd probably see something like a Nuggets Celtics is what I'm thinking. But
Okay,
No Nuggets. They're not gonna make the playoffs. They always choke in the playoffs, bro. They're like a second round exit.
is that all we have for NBA?
we got one more thing. Mavs are
Already
they
said
got
that.
they got knocked down to the play-ins. So, what do you guys think about this dynamic with Kyrie and Luka? Is Kyrie gonna get traded? How are they gonna rebuild their roster? What's gonna happen? With the
Just
Mavs?
give them time. Just give them time. That's all I say. Just
Give us better coaching.
Give them time.
How are you gonna
give
give
them
them time when they got like bums?
When they got
playing for-
Kyrie.
other than Kyrie.
I mean, you can't rely on him staying on the team. He's
They
gonna-
got no. Listen,
You gotta go do some jitsu or something.
they got
you know?
3 good players, and one of those 3 players is getting benched the whole game.
Yeah.
Over Dwight Powell.
Christian Wood, yeah. Why
Yeah.
is he on the bench, bro?
I
Really,
think I think overall they just need some time to adjust to a new system. And I think off season, I think Jason Kidd as a coach is
Make
kind
some
of
moves, bro.
Jason Kidd as a coach is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So I think they need to make some coaching adjustments and overall staff changes. Other than that, I think
it's way too old school, bro.
yeah.
I
Other
mean,
than that-
Luka's play style, I feel like is
Kyrie's play style is his play style.
I
doesn't
think-
matter, but his
I think one
philosophy is like
Yeah.
don't play.
Luka might
That's
turn
what
into the
Jason
new.
Kidd's style.
Luka might turn into the new Dame, where he just like
Yeah.
stays in the Mavs.
I think one big concern with the Mavericks is if they give up a bunch of assets and if they are unable to keep Kyrie for at least a few more years, it's really going to hurt them overall long time. So I think, that one of their long-term concerns is definitely that, and it's got to be something that they address soon. So either whether it be building a really good team around Kyrie and Luka, so they can at least make deep playoff runs or win a chip off of that, or something along those lines just to help them out.
They're definitely going to be in the playoffs next year. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
I think-
Assuming they actually play their offseason. If they don't if they just go like the Nets and just trade away everyone this offseason and try to go to rebuild, I think
Yeah.
Nets are low-key good though.
They definitely
Nets are doing really good now because they're letting young stars emerge.
I definitely think as long as they can get a legitimate starting 5 with 3 real players, 3 real strong players outside of Kyrie and Luka, then they'll be much stronger, and we can see them do much better.
I think their draft is going to play a big role. How they draft.
But they're always in the middle. The middle's like the worst because you don't get any good draft picks and you're not going to make the playoffs.
But still, they just need some sort of depth. Someone other than Reggie Bullock to start the.
Get him off. I'd rather have them play like 4 players versus 5 against than have Reggie Bullock in their starting. So they get him out of there. I feel like he'll automatically be better.
I hate his hair.
Yeah.
We're about to draft.
Who told him that was a good idea to have that hair?
Bro, he was looking at Mario Kart and he was like, "That's the one." All right.
I think that's almost what we got. One more thing that we want to cover. This is the argument that we're having in some of our group chats, but we're going to talk about the top 10 players of top 10 primes of all time. And does Rajon Rondo have a top 10 prime of all time?
Rajon?
I think he does.
Rajon Rondo.
I agree with Dennis. Dennis, you can say your main points if you want.
Okay, so let's get everyone until Rondo first. So
first of all, you have not even watched Prime Rondo, so I can't like. You basically don't have.
Okay, but even if I haven't watched him, I can look at the stats too, right?
Look at the stats, bro.
Primes are mostly off of stats. So if we look at his stats, it's like what? He has like 13 points, like 12 rebounds.
No, look at his assist numbers. Look at his assist numbers.
Sorry, not rebounds. I meant assists. 12
Bro,
assists.
him and like Westbrook are like the only people who get like 20 assists a game. Like that 120
Rondo really
game.
top 10, bro?
I don't think so. Like if you look at it, there's other players right now who are also averaging the same amount of assists as he was in Rondo's prime. I feel like these are just truly overrating him. Like for example, I feel like Harden right now is like he's averaging the same amount of assists as him. Like, can you really make the argument that Rondo is a top set? You said top 7. You said number 7 prime of all time.
Isn't the argument top 10?
Yeah, is he even a top 10 though? I don't think he is.
Name 9.
Okay.
Name 10 players.
Can you name your top 10? Name your top 10.
I can't just say that. No, name your top 10 primes.
Okay, I don't even put it down here, but so I'm not gonna go in order.
I don't think you have to list your top 10. I think just like I think Rondo's prime is arguably like his run like with the Celtics in the playoffs. I think that's just like arguably just like that was incredible.
Yeah, I agree. It's super iconic, but I don't think that warrants him being a top 10 of all time. Like if you truly think about it, how many players are have better primes than him? So there's we got Westbrook, we've got players like I feel like even like other players like D Rose can be made for a better case than him. LeBron,
not really.
Michael, Jordan. I feel like Harden too. Jordan. Harden, I feel like Harden's prime was truly insane. Harden.
Okay.
Curry's.
You can say all these great players, but I want to. Dennis's definition of a prime was really interesting to me. So Dennis, what was your definition of a prime? Bro, you baba head, bro.
Okay.
All right, never mind. I don't agree with Dennis no more, bro. I'm off this team.
Let's move on.
Okay, so now let's move on to our NFL.
Yeah, is that everything we got for primes? Or are you gonna end it that fast? Can we get a conclusion on this debate first?
Rondo's the top 10 prime of all time.
Let's take a vote.
Let's
take a vote. Why did you?
I vote.
It's gonna be 2-2.
Let's take a quick vote.
Who thinks Rondo is top 10 when he did his prime?
Yeah. If
Yes or no?
Oh wait, top 10 in his prime, no. So if the comments say that Rondo's not a top 10 all
Nobody's
time,
watching this far into the video,
yeah,
bro.
We'll do like an ice bucket challenge or something with Dennis next.
No, maybe like a poll, like a YouTuber.
Yeah, we'll do what he said, whatever that guy
Well,
said.
Is
collab
Rondo
with
top
an
10, yes
NFL
or no? Maybe.
Yo, who let this bum in the room, bro?
He's here for the NFL segment.
We're gonna go into the NFL segment now. So let's start off with Advite. He's gonna give us the insight. Advite, you wanna give us your insight into what happened this week?
Nothing really happened. Lamar requested a trade.
Yeah, I
That's
think
literally all that
every
happened.
week.
So why did we hire you?
Because nothing happened, bro. It's the offseason.
All right.
And he's got-
What about the off-season trades?
There is no trades.
Okay, fine.
Except for D-Hop, maybe.
Okay, so you want to talk about that?
Not really.
Okay.
It's like a mild rumor said by a nobody reporter. So, and then,
Shams Charania?
Shams. Who is that guy? I've never
He's
heard
the
of him.
Riz
Rizgon,
God.
bro.
I know, bro. I was joking. So that's gonna wrap it for this episode of Asian Men Cant Jump. We hope you guys. Okay.
Like the video. If we reach 100 likes, we're gonna kick Dennis off, and we'll replace him with someone else.
Nah, if we reach like more than 5 likes, we'll keep it.
Honestly,
Bye.
Smoking our back. Hey, yeah. Hey, bitch, show me that back. Hey, what? Hey, I'm blowing up fast. Yeah. Hey, you know I'm next. Yeah, hey, collecting rings like I'm Sonic. Bitches wanna party. My wrist getting heavy, so I got 'em on a diet. Yeah, flex like I'm Hogan. Hey, yo, bitch coming over.